everyone was supremely unhelpful about it too. For some reason, one of my mods was causing the drop-down menu on the holding platforms to not appear for the new anomalies. Now, it wasn't too much of a detriment because I could still capture them, I could still study them, and I could still heal them when they got damaged, but I couldn't tell my pawns to manually do that. I just had to wait for them to auto-do it, which caused me a lot of problems, because I had nearly my entire stock of SCPs bleed out on me when I changed the door out and they all tried to break away, and so I kind of lit the entire room up and didn't realize that I couldn't heal them, so I just immediately recaptured them, and then I was like, oh shit, I can't stabilize them.
Oh no.
So a bunch of them died. But I posted to Reddit about it, and only one person was like, have you tried right-clicking the entities? Nah, man, I didn't fucking do that at all. Damn, you just saved me. No fucking yes, I did. So then I'm like, okay. I open up Dev Console. I go in there. I'm getting a security furniture patch error from one of the vanilla expanded mods. I'm like, oh, okay. So I package everything up.
Discord. What the hell?
Huh?
Discord just randomly disconnected me in the middle of your story.
Oh, well, don't worry. Nothing special. So I package everything up. I get the hugs lib. I get the log files. I describe the details, everything going into it. I go to the vanilla expanded Discord, post it. Mods delete my post.
What?
Yep. They
Did
decide.
they say what?
Oh yeah, it's because they decided that it wasn't their fault.
We have determined that we have done nothing wrong.
And we've investigated our mod and determined it to not be at fault.
Sounds like bullshit.
Yeah. So anyway, I go to the official RimWorld Discord and say, fuck it, I'll post on this crap heap. Which, to be fair, they've actually gotten a lot more organized since the years I've been there. But I go in there and they got this cool, like, you know, thread channel where you make a thread for your issue, so you're not, like, you don't get like 29 people fucking talking at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I read the instructions on how to post, you know, the thread, what I need to do, what I need to describe, where I need to put it. So I do all that, post it up. Some dickwagon comes in, he's like, I notice you're using a bunch of mods that are on the naughty mod list. You should know better. And I go,
Fuck you say?
do you have a link to this naughty mod list? And so he's like, well, yeah. I'm like, can I have it?
No.
So he sends it to me finally, and I look through the naughty mods list, and there's no mods I have on the naughty mod list.
So he's retarded.
Yes. He does point out that, you know, there is a couple mods that do fuck with menus that I have installed. And I looked at them and I considered it, and I was like, yeah, you're right. I probably don't need those mods installed. So I get rid of them. Doesn't fix the issue. Eventually, one of the modders for a Factorio add-on to RimWorld comes in and goes, hey, you're having an issue that we've been hearing about our mod. Can you try out this XML file and tell me if it works or not? I'm like, yeah, sure, let me try that. Nope, nothing's changed. It's still broken. And he's like, all right, well, turn off the mod and see what happens. I'm like, okay, I turn off the mod. Yep, it's the Factorio add-on, which is not a mod I want to play the game without. because I'd rather not have to juggle a colony of fucking 50 pawns just so I can produce things for 10 pawns.
So it's the Factorio add-on breaking.
The Factorio add-on is breaking the drop-down menu for the holding platform. I don't know why. I don't know how. But it is. But, yeah, so that's that. The stupid story of the day before we get started. So we got a guy. He has had to cancel his credit cards constantly. And, he is behind on payments to us, the company. And so I contacted him to get the new credit card. You know what he does?
Gives you an expired card.
No. He emails me back with all of the credit card details in plain text on an unencrypted email. Not even to me personally, so at least there would only be me viewing them. He sent it to the public pool platform that we use for ticketing.
Oh no.
So literally everyone in the company can see those details now.
Oh no.
And this dude is the guy that constantly goes on about how somehow his credit cards, quote, keep getting hacked. That's why he has to cancel them so often.
No, he cancels them because he's trying to juggle debt.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. This is also not the first time that he has unencryptedly sent the entirety of his credit card information over an email.
Including
What?
the CCV?
Yes,
Who?
all of it.
I'm sorry, who's that fucking stupid?
This guy.
A lawyer, believe it or not.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
How can you be that Okay, I could understand. Fool me once, shame on them. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, fuck, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Fooled me 4 times. Maybe I shouldn't be using this fucking thing.
Well, it's not so much fool me in this instance because he's the one fucking doing it.
Like, he's not getting, like, scammed or anything? Just...
No, you know, he's just really bad at information security.
Whew.
But yeah, he's also absolutely juggling debt with credit cards canceling. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for fanfiction. That period of time, twice a week, that we engage in farcical behaviors of delusional minds.
Only twice a week?
Well, publicly. Twice a
I was about to say.
week.
That story just proved it's got to be more than twice a week.
Yes, well. Anyway, you know, what's going on in the Percy Jackson section of the world these days? English. Please stop your scaring me. After losing control in Tartarus, Percy swore that he would never give himself to rage again, and he knows why. But demons don't leave that easily, and Percy can't ignore their message. You will learn to ignore the guilt, you will learn to enjoy the pain. It terrifies him, but that doesn't matter because no one can hear him beg, and he knows he likes it.
This better not be some Slanesh tier garbage.
It's listed as a horror spiritual story. Yeah, I bet it gets holy.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, so what kind of grammar are we looking at for this sort of story here? I'm working on a dark AU, and that made me think of another AU. What if Percy remembered what it was like to be insane? Well, you don't really remember that. It's kind of the...
It's rather
Oh.
the point of insanity.
Yeah.
Well, no, you may remember it, but you may not understand it. Like, you don't get temporary amnesia in 9 times out of 10.
And what if he liked being insane? Okay. What if trying to deny that he liked being insane was too much for him and he caved to being insane?
Uh,
Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Female author? Because that sounds a whole lot like trying to divest oneself of responsibility for one's actions.
I'm addicted to Rick Riordan's books. I have some hot takes about the Percy Jackson universe.
Oh no.
Leo is a bully. Percy isn't powerful. K-Leo is toxic. Piper isn't toxic. Almost every ship is rushed and out of nowhere, but Solangelo is the one that gets the most shit. And I have a million more hot takes.
Wow. That's a
I don't know.
whole lot of wrong packed into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Percy Jackson, so I can't really comment on that. How wrong are we talking on a scale of 1 to 10?
This
Okay, well let's
person-
just start with Percy isn't powerful. He's the demigod son of Poseidon. He can't drown. He can make a rowboat go faster than a speedboat.
you forget the part where he is physically
functionally
incapable.
Can't die
Yeah.
as long as he's in water.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking
Salt
about drowning.
water
I'm talking about,
specifically.
yeah, as long as he is in contact with salt water, you functionally cannot kill him.
Yeah.
So, typical demigod things. He is
Yeah.
actually powerful within his domain.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. He's not. Well, I mean, he is squaring up against gods and winning, but that's not the point. The point is that he's really fucking powerful. You might even call him the strongest.
Against the sort of
I mean, I think technically
Zeus,
Thalia is
Hades, and
stronger,
Ares?
but that's because her dad is Zeus, so her domain is wherever the fuck I want to be because it's the sky.
Yeah, I was going to say I thought Zeus's domain was the sky.
Yes, but however, my counterpoint is that she was probably weakened by being a tree for so long. They do point that out.
Fair.
Okay.
And also, Killionaire does bring up another good point, is that Percy did in fact take up one of Hercules' labors and hold up the sky.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
So basically, Atlas in Rick Riordan's books is portrayed as one of the Titan generals of the Titan army, and he's like this like super big planner guy who is both bronze and brain. And he was punished by being sentenced to hold up the sky. And one of
Right.
Hercules' labors was to hold up the sky. And then trick Atlas back into holding up the sky. And in Rick Riordan's books, there was a point in time where Artemis gets captured by Atlas's forces. He does this to like lure them there or some shit. I don't fucking remember the specifics, but basically, Artemis gets forced to hold up the sky in Atlas's place, and then Atlas proceeds to slap a bitch on the entire demigod team that came to stop him. Annabeth also had to hold up the sky, but I think she was like basically dying, just doing it for like a little bit. So I don't know.
I don't remember that. I remember Percy holding it up because Artemis was holding up originally.
And then he took over holding it up so Artemis could go fight Atlas, so she could force him back underneath.
Okay.
I remember that one hunter. Fucking what was it? It was like Nero's sister, I think. Who the fuck was it? The Hades' son, Nero? Was it Nero?
Nico.
Nico.
Hey, Nico! Let's go bowling!
I'll be honest. Nero's son would be far more entertaining.
There's just the Percy Jackson story, but it's just Nero, the son of Virgil.
Bianca.
Okay, wait. Has anyone made a good Devil May Cry Percy Jackson crossover?
You know what? That's okay.
I'm
So
sure there's a lot of bad ones.
I'm gonna tell you right now is I did try and check on that section at one point when I was desperate for reading new stuff. It was
Not
good. No, not good.
That's what I'm saying. I assumed it was
A
terrible.
lot of it was edgy shit where Percy was like half god, 1/4 demon, a quarter void.
Guys,
Excuse
listen.
you?
All you need to actually do is just listen. Like book 3, insert Dante. Change canon
Also,
appropriately.
he's the son of Artemis because Virgil seduced Artemis.
First of all, no.
Yeah.
Second of all, no.
Yeah, it's such fucking dog shit stuff like
if you're
that.
gonna have him
It's
seduce
so
someone,
bad.
definitely not the one that is in strictly saying celibate. Like, no.
No, that would be hilarious because, he gets into all the hot girls' pants.
Yeah, okay, but listen.
There's so many better ways
Listen.
to do it.
No. Listen. Nero would show up, and the first thing that would happen would Aphrodite would be like, "Now that's my energy, needy, desperate, and completely unaware of how horny he actually is."
All right.
Hello.
Am I
Also,
wrong?
if Virgil was going to seduce any of the Greek gods, it would be Athena.
Yeah. Listen, he would seduce Athena, but he would absolutely be just destroyed by Aphrodite.
I'm talking about Virgil, not Nero.
Yeah, Virgil.
Yeah.
Like, she would get to
She'd
him
break him.
first.
This woman has power. I like her.
I don't even know if that's what would happen. I just think she
Yeah.
would know. She would know exactly what buttons to push on that sad, lonely child.
That's fair. That's fair.
So she's the edge whisperer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. If there is anyone in the Percy Jackson universe who would know exactly what to like, she's the walking definition of mommy issues.
She is the
You know
mommy for
what?
whom one has issues.
Yes.
That's fair.
Or
Yeah. She's also the
here's the
walking
thing.
definition
I
of
can
daddy
also
issues.
here's the thing. I can also see her and Dante having a mutual seduction.
Aphrodite and Dante, I can see that.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, having Virgil
Dante would be like, "I know what you're doing, and I'm going along with it."
And I
I
like
know you're
this.
playing me, but you're right.
But I'm playing you too.
I know you're playing me, but I like it.
I mean, it would be kind of funny if Virgil was somehow like the final boss instead of whatever the fuck he's doing for the new books.
I don't think he even writes the new books anymore.
No.
Someone just ghostwrites for him because he's just done.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like in
I'm
some of
pretty
it,
sure most people that are even still cognizant of that shit believe it just ended with the second series. That's it. The second series had a good end. We're
as
done.
far as I'm concerned, that is where it ended because, like, the third series was like,
It was like with Apollo or something.
Yeah, it was Apollo's kids.
Listen,
or
And
some
they were
shit.
trying to tie like all the other gods into it by saying like, oh yeah, no, I remember. It was like they tried to tie all the other gods and say like the reason why gods disappear is they get sent to chaos. And it's like, why are we pulling out of Black Library? This is not where we want to be pulling from.
Yeah, it's just like, And then in the next series after that, it was like, oh yeah, the real Norwegians were black, and actually all of Asgard was black, and here's a Muslim
yes.
Valkyrie. It's like,
Oh yeah,
okay,
the
yeah,
oh my god,
Muslim.
I do remember
Muslim
reading a
Valkyrie.
little bit of the
Yeah.
not Viking, the
Who
prose
did
edda
that?
story. The prose edda
Rick
stories, they
Riordan.
basically just had it so like the Norse gods were like their own thing. I'm pretty sure he never wrote that shit, or if he
No,
did, he was just, like,
110% he didn't fucking write that. Though, to be fair, he is very wokey. When they went to go make his books into a Disney Plus show, and people were like, "Excuse me, but Annabeth isn't black. She literally has a white father and a Greek mother. That doesn't produce a black baby."
Ah, well, you see, his day got cut.
Oh yeah, the gender fluid Loki child. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Excuse you?
Yeah. Well, to
yeah,
be
that
fair,
was a thing.
Is that
No.
canon?
no. Yes, it's canon. To be fair, if anyone was going to have a gender fluid child or be called gender fluid, it would be Loki the horsefucker.
Oh,
Look, you
absolutely.
can throw your gender fluid all over the floor. It doesn't change the fact that
Oh,
the
he
baby
did.
be a shapeshifter, not a quote unquote gender fluid. It's a fucking shapeshifter. There's a difference.
Right, but they would be gender fluid because they wouldn't be attached to being male or female because they're a shapeshifter.
That is not the same thing, Sneaky.
That is literally the only case in existence.
It is the only case you can make for it in existence, but it's still not the same
No,
thing.
it is literally the only case in like Loki.
Loki is
clearly
weird.
doesn't.
Loki
like,
is weird.
What I'm saying is Loki clearly doesn't air quotes identify as a guy. If he's totally fine with going and fucking animals multiple times, carrying the pregnancy to term, and then raising them as his kids.
He does have kids canonically.
Yes.
Loki. The issue is The issue is with Loki is, and this is mythology. This is mythology, and this is archaeology.
Yeah, this isn't
We
Rick
have
Riordan.
no
Yeah.
surviving text saying what he was the god of, because Loki is trickster. Technically, he's a trickster god, but he's not the trickster god. We don't know what he's the actual god of. We don't know what his story and origin is. Like, we know nothing about Loki. Only that
You're
he
saying his
existed
entire
in...
story is a trick.
Yes.
I mean, you could make the joke that his
He's the
past is
mimetic
multiple
trickster.
choice. The past is multiple choice. Whatever, you can make that joke. But literally, Loki is weird.
Loki's a shapeshifter. He's had kids, both as a guy and as a girl. Like I said, possibly the only case in existence where you could say actually gender fluid. Because
Yeah, like that is pretty much just like the
Because-
why you would use he pretty much is.
Yeah, like literally the definition of gender fluid as done by the progressives is someone that can swap between being male and female. So
Pretty much, yeah.
literally Loki.
Didn't Zeus do that a time or three? I don't think Zeus ever got pregnant, but he did do it for some poon at some point.
I don't think
Zeus
Zeus is ever a girl.
shapeshifted into animals, but I don't think
Yeah.
he
He
swapped up
shapeshifted
genders.
into a mop bucket and a
Yeah,
pile of rocks.
yeah, and a blowing
And a
breeze.
duck.
He also turned into a
Rolling
puddle.
Breeze.
He
And
turned
a
into a puddle
swan.
just to spite a prophecy and because he thought it was funny.
He did a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm Zeus. I don't give a fuck is his motto, basically.
So, yeah, but Killian does raise a good point. Turning into a goose doesn't make you gender fluid, it just makes you weird and maybe a furry.
So yeah, basically all of Greek mythology's problems could have been solved by kicking Zeus in the dick enough.
Damn it, I can hear that in Rick's voice.
I'm Puddle Zeus!
It's Puddle
I
Zeus!
turned myself into a puddle!
Look here, I turned myself into a puddle.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like one of the only cases in existence where I have to cringe at it and be like, all right, you might have a point there.
Unfortunately, it's just like
Extreme distaste.
he's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah.
Oh, the illicit love child of Zeus and Loki.
Yeah, but anyway, point being though is there's far more offensive things going on in that book, like the Muslim Valkyrie. the black Muslim Valkyrie.
Okay, how does that even work, considering Valkyries were Norse and follow the Norse mythology?
Well, it's even worse because in Rick Riordan's universe, God doesn't exist, and all of the other gods know that.
Yeah.
And as a Valkyrie, this character would also be privy to the knowledge that Yahweh doesn't exist.
Then why would she?
Because being
Mm.
Muslim's about submitting.
Mm.
Listen, Sneaky's joke that will get us kicked off Twitch aside, like, I really don't understand why you would
Yep.
put that in your book. Like, you made it very clear that for reasons of power scaling, you cannot have the Christian God, which, fine,
Yes. Yeah.
that makes sense because you've made an explicitly belief-powered system. So that would cause you problems. Cool, fine. You also then have to remember that the Christian God also cops 2 other religions. Well, actually, it
only
cops
one.
like 4 or 5.
I know which ones you're talking about, and one of those is a no-go. They do not worship the same God. That's a big no.
Okay.
Which one are you talking about?
Being a Muslim is indeed about submission. In Islam, the word Islam itself translates to the surrender of will to God. I wasn't making a joke, I was being literal.
Carry on then.
That one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but anyway,
also,
like I said,
yeah, Thor
it-
goes
it-
drinking with Jesus later on, and it's like, huh?
Wait,
But how could Jesus exist if God
Yes.
doesn't exist? Considering Jesus is God's incarnation and son.
Like
at
I
the same
said,
time.
I'm 99% certain that Rick doesn't make the books anymore.
Unless, unless you're telling me that Jesus was in fact just a human prophet or some random guy who's basically a hippie.
You know
Which
what?
one is it?
Maybe they're walking back the no Christian God thing. Maybe eventually in one of the stories we'll have someone hit someone with a hammer that's glowing with the light of Christ. Fuck it.
Now-
What could go
And
wrong?
it's gonna be the fucking dumbest shit ever because it would literally trivialize every other problem that's ever occurred in the series.
Like Yahweh would come in and just ruffle stomp literally everyone.
specifically
Okay, I'm gone.
specifically mentioned that Jesus was a demigod of Yahweh. Okay.
Oh,
Wait, but
Ooh,
God.
Well, then that would mean that. Well, maybe
Yeah.
then he can only have the one demigod. That maybe that's it. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it's the
So-
dumbest shit in existence. I hate it so much. This is why I basically don't pay attention to any author that uses lore outside the first like 6 books.
mm, yeah.
that's pretty stupid. Like, you specifically removed this
And I'm
because it was a problem.
I am again nearly positive that the reason why this was specifically done was because they wanted to validate their Muslim Valkyrie.
Oh,
But they couldn't do it by having Muhammad show up in the books because that is illegal.
that's heresy.
Yeah.
Wait, it's also illegal?
The
That's-
Quran
that
has
is what
very
heresy is.
poor
It
opinions
would
of
get
people that do
the
that.
author.
Yes.
That
It get him canceled?
That's the nicest thing that would
Yeah,
happen
for a
to him.
given
Yeah.
definition.
Yeah. Yeah, for a given. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, if you paint a picture, if you try to make a picture of the actual prophet, you'll get a pipe bomb mailed to you, and it'll
His
actually go up.
yeah.
His subscription to life will be revoked.
Yeah. So, understandably, the author did not portray Muhammad in the books, and instead went to
Oh,
validate.
so he's a coward.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, duh.
So what
obviously.
you're saying is that one day the archangels, Michael, Gabriel, etc., and so forth, are going to show up and just face roll everyone, and that's going to be the end of a book.
Also, Lucifer's real. So
It would, you know what? I'd actually accept that if it was SMT Lucifer.
everything is actually a Lucifer plot. Every single trial and tribulation that Percy has gone through is a Lucifer plot.
I mean, I'd
Well,
argue against that, but that's
no.
pretty much like half the story of the SMT games.
Yeah.
I thought the other half was the demiurge.
One half is Lucifer, the other half is the Demiurge, and then there's those, and then the Persona games are just like it's Narclotep or whatever the fuck his name is, and Hylamon or whatever the fuck.
Well, no, P5 was the demiurge, not Nyarlathotep.
Wasn't it technically Nyarlathotep, or was it actually just fully the
No,
Demiurge?
it was just the demiurge.
I have not finished Royal. I should probably go do that.
Yeah, I need to do that too. But
You know,
Royal
I
does
really
not
need to
include
finish.
that.
I really need to start it at some point, but I'm like, there's so much to do.
Hey, on the plus side, now you can actually 100% the game without having to go through it twice.
That's true.
Really? How?
Yeah. You have an extra month.
It's still impossible to 100% it.
No, you can.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm
What?
going to pull up. I'm going to pull it up.
I'm so confused right now.
He's consulting the tomes.
The tomes here say you're
okay, you
gay.
can't 100% and not get the bad harem ending.
Okay, so when I say 100%, I mean get all of the things up to 10. Not get
Oh.
everyone to love you. There's difference.
Okay, okay.
When I say
So
100%, I
part
mean
of
you get to
that.
see most of the content. And because the issue is, if you want to see 100% of the content, you literally have to get one bad ending. Well, actually, no, you can't even get that because you have to go through it like 12 different times in order to get every single love scene because each one of them is separate.
Yes, and you have. Well, no, hang on. No, there are points where you have to choose which love scene you want.
Anyway, enough about whatever that fucking garbage is. Let's go back
Yeah, moving
to this
on.
fanfiction
Let's
author.
go back.
Oh
Alright.
yeah, truly yes.
Yeah, so let's go back to this fanfic author. This account is a safe place for people with opinions.
Excuse you?
Until those opinions disagree with you, then
Yeah,
it's no
all
longer
right.
a safe
Yeah.
spot, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's about to be what's gonna happen.
That's about the speed.
The PJO fandom is the most toxic fandom out there. Oh, I beg to differ.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Gamer, no.
Steven Universe.
Like the Harry Potter fandom has them outdone.
Steven
I don't
Universe.
even know about Steven Universe.
They worship literal fascism.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
There's a lot going on in it, and yeah, Steven Universe, spoiler alert, it ends with the moral of the story being that genocidal intergalactic maniacs can be good people if you give them a hug,
What?
and all of their sins are forgiven.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I was remembering seeing that coming out and going like, "Oh, this could go somewhere. This might be nice," and then it just didn't.
Also, rape is okay, according to Steven Universe.
Gamer what?
Okay, so he's taking it out of context, but
But I'm not.
yes and no.
So, in Steven Universe, gems have sex by fusing together.
Yes.
Steven,
A child fusing.
Steven, a child, inherits this power and does it to another human.
Okay.
Oh, I know what you. Okay,
By
that.
force.
And proceeds to use their adult body to flirt with guys to get free stuff.
Excuse you?
Wow.
Yeah, that is a thing that happens.
You learned all the wrong lessons from Twitch, Steven.
So he did the Ramma thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, but he hijacked a girl's body to do it.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. And then there's multiple times throughout the series where they have one gem forcefully fuse with another gem. And this is seen as okay because it's necessary. Or they have trauma.
Ah.
Yeah. So yeah, Hitler wasn't a bad guy and rape is okay. Lessons taught by Steven Universe.
Okay.
Thank goodness I can go back to original Gundam where they shoot someone for that.
What, rape or Hitler?
The Hitler one. The rape one hasn't come up yet.
Yeah, well, normally you don't think that would come up in a children's show, but hey ho!
But no,
Well,
really,
that's
it's like one of my
children's
favorite
show.
moments in OG Gundam. Someone is quoting Hitler, and the person in the room next to is like, "Bro, you sound like Hitler." I'm sorry. He was using things that sounded like Hitler.
You're forgetting the whole thing. It's between father and son, and the father's like, there was a man back in the 1940s before the Universal Century called Hitler, and he did horrible things. And son's like, I'm gonna go show you what a follower of Hitler can accomplish. And that dad just, as the sons walk away, that's like, he died, you dumbass. He failed. Everything he worked for that you're working towards failed.
That's right. No, it was that person did eventually get horribly murdered.
By his sister.
To be fair, that entire
then
family
also
was
H.
fucked.
The only member of that family that would be considered like okay as a person were Dozel and Garma. Because Garma didn't live long enough to commit the war crimes.
Yeah,
and
I was
Dozel
gonna say
was doing
Garma had some pretty hot takes. I think if his dear friend Shar hadn't taken him out, I think he would have done a few war crimes.
I think he would have too. And Dozel was like, "Why are you committing war crimes, Dozel? Because I want a better future for my family, for my wife and kids." Like,
Fair.
I respect the reason, but I do not respect the path you've chosen. Because holy shit, dude, that's a lot of war crimes you're committing at the push of a button.
Listen. I'm gonna put the picture of this man. Does this look like a man who would commit war crimes for his family?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Looks like a man who just commit war crimes because it's Tuesday.
Yes.
Listen. OG Gundam and Zeta Gundam did not give a fuck.
But anyway,
Wow,
yeah. So there's
oh
more
my
toxic
God.
fandoms out there.
Oh my god, they did this man so dirty in Origin. All right, it's less dirty in UC79.
The PJO fandom is one of the most toxic fandoms out there, and they will just jump down your throat if you have a different opinion from the popular one. Boys,
Fandom.
this is not a Zoomer, guys. This is Gen Alpha.
Oh no.
This is Gen Alpha. This is not a Zoomer. They don't know. They are unaware.
Woo, I like that one.
I would actually click
I
that
with
ad.
some artillery.
That ad would actually make me click it.
You know
Yeah, I
what?
think so,
You know
too.
what? Link me that. I'll
Like,
read that.
Look, there is a primal urge inside every guy to read a story in which the U.S. Army Rangers go back to the crossing of the Rubicon.
Or literally any big conflict.
I know I'm specifically referencing that because that was actually written by Jim Butcher, I think. He wrote like 3
I'm
chapters.
pretty sure it was Butcher.
Yeah.
The story has just been summed up as Gate, but it takes place in Ohio.
Nice.
Unironically, a solid story, Gate, but it takes place in Ohio. Based.
Again,
Well,
link that.
okay.
Like, actually link it.
Okay, but was that one that Butcher wrote? I don't recall there actually being any America in it. It was just
No.
it was
You're thinking of the published book, which was
Yes.
inspired by Roman Legion, takes inspired by Pokemon spirits, and they do
Yes.
military stuff with them. No. I'm
Yeah,
what was
talking
it?
quite literally about the 3 chapters of unpublished works that were written. That is specifically a battalion of U.S. Army Rangers ends up in front of Caesar's Legion right before he crosses the Rubicon.
Oh no.
The die is cast. Unfortunately, you rolled a 1.
Grimoires and Gunsmoke. Yeah.
Also,
but like,
Also,
100%.
just gonna say, looking at that
Yeah.
ad, my first thought was immediately, I was like, "Oh, what was the quote from Tanya? Oh yeah, I'll introduce you." It was like, "I'll introduce you to the new god of this world, artillery, or something like that."
Something like that.
Yeah.
Listen, it sounds bad because like I can't remember the whole quote, but that quote does in fact live just rent free.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it's just like I said, there's something. There's like I want to see stories that feature that sort of shit of like, oh, magic versus technology, but it's like, no, just fucking America, slapped straight in the middle of Unforgotten Realms.
Yeah, I was just say I can't give you that, but
That's just generic horny garbage.
Yeah, that
trash.
makes me think of her thighs.
Oh, holy cow! I finally got that.
Not wearing a
massive
bra.
sneeze out of my system. What I was gonna say
Plunge
was
your
again,
nipples.
Sneaky. I can't
Yeah.
give you America, but I can give you
Yeah.
the French Revolution with mages, where gunpowder magic is a thing, and all of the gunpowder mages use gunpowder like cocaine.
I think I know what story you're talking about.
You probably do because I recommended it to you several times because it is
Yes.
up your alley.
I know.
I'm sorry, they snort gunpowder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
No. It's an amazing. How was it?
Anyway, yep. While he looks for that, this account is a place to get away from that, and it's okay if you don't agree with me. But please, Wow, that could have been taken in a completely different direction. All right. Wow, I missed a word in that sentence at first.
You did. There we
I
go.
missed
Now
a
remember.
word in that sentence at first. So I originally read this sentence as, but please keep the LGBTQ to yourself. What they mean to say is, please keep the LGBTQ hate to yourself.
Yeah. Sign. It's called the Powder Mage trilogy. The first book is Promise of Blood.
Yes,
And
the Powder Mage.
gosh darn, if I just don't love the. You have an angry general sitting on a throne. The Age of King of Dead is dead, and I've killed it. Just French Revolution, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I mean,
but really,
the
like,
downside is you do have to read about French people, so
no.
Yeah.
It's pseudo French people,
fair.
and it's
Ah,
again, it's the good version of them, the kind that that established a democracy and killed all of the villains.
Anyway, I don't give a shit what you think or say, and your opinions might be valid, but that doesn't mean you need to be hateful about it. Man, I gotta say, I do love the Zoomer and Alpha fucking whatever this stupid ass philosophy of everything is valid. I do love that shit because it's just like, oh, all opinions are valid because everyone has a personal experience.
lived experience, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, you're not wrong, like you can't tell someone that their opinion about, say, I don't know, an older gay man is wrong because the older gay man sexually abused them as a child. You can't tell them they're wrong. And it's like, yeah, that's fair. You're right. You can't tell them they're wrong for their opinions based off of the fact that their only interaction with a gay man was being raped as a kid. It's understandable, right? But at the same time, just because it's understandable doesn't make it universally true.
No.
But they are equivocating understandability to universal truth. Which, I mean, I almost don't want to talk about it at all because, but at the same time, if that isn't peak fan fiction, I don't know what is. How many times does it have to happen to you before it becomes a universal truth?
More than 50%.
110 times maybe.
Not happen to you. How many times does it have to happen in general? So like at a rate.
Well, I mean, I guess 51%. Yeah.
I'd say closer to 65, 70%. All right. Oh, no, I can't talk about that one on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. Evil Fox Deity offers power and corruption to MC. MC jumps right in.
I mean,
It's a trap, obviously.
and do you think that's gonna stop me?
I mean, see, here's the
No.
thing, right? Like, the mimics never really eat her.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, yeah, she's stuck, but like those teeth aren't like puncturing holes into her.
Yeah,
I
which
think
is
it
odd.
may just be a case that Freyren is so high level that they literally can't. Like she's that strong.
Also, Step Apprentice, I'm stuck. Help me.
Oh yes,
Step Apprentice.
Freyren's. It's dark. It's scary. Help me. She
Right.
sounds so pathetic when it happens.
Of course she does. Sign, you're required to use Step Apprentice as a gag now.
Indeed.
Step Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
My apprentice's apprentice.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yup,
Ah, yes.
that is a GIF.
Open box, take elf.
Can I just leave the elf?
No, I want the elf. You can leave the elf. I'll take the elf.
I don't think you want that elf.
I want that elf. That elf is great. She's hilarious.
That elf is a wizard.
I would really like to see if anyone's made a good Doom Freerun cross.
Oh, what?
Doom Freerun. Yeah, Doom. DOOM.
Oh.
Yeah,
That would be bad.
it would work.
It would work. It would also be bad.
I don't know about that.
I'm not so sure about that.
I wouldn't be so quick to judge there.
The only question is, how do you want to do the crossover? The straightforward answer is to either put Freerun in Hell with Doomslayer or the
Yes.
Slayer in Freerun's world. Either or.
Well,
No,
okay.
Freerun
I
goes
feel
to
that putting Doomslayer in Freerun's world won't really do much.
No, it really won't.
No, it
He'll
won't.
just.
Okay, no, here's the problem. He's committed.
He's
He
committed.
has a force of will. If he's told, oh yeah, the demons originate on that continent, we're about to see the entire erasure of a continent occur over the course of a month.
You're not wrong. However, honestly, it's not. You don't even have to get like that like fucking lore fucky with it. Like Doomslayer was quite literally they canonized this in Doomslayer in Doom 2016. They canonized that the reason why the Doomslayer was sealed away in a coffin was because the demons lured him there with a Hell Lord, and Doomslayer was like, I know it's a trap, but I'm gonna murder the shit out of this Hell Lord.
That's one less Hell Lord in the world if I trigger the trap.
Yeah. So you don't have to be like, oh, this is where the demons come from. You can literally just be like, the demons opened up a new portal and they ran through it, and then he ran through it and then heard about more demons being there, and he was just like, all right, well, cock's gun.
Yeah. She could just straight up stumble on another tomb they managed to somehow trick him into as well. Like, there's options with how they wrote Doom 2016 and onwards.
Somehow I feel like this is a perfectly acceptable video to pair with that.
Yeah, alternately, if Freyrun ends up in the Doomslayer world, then it's she lifts off and the ominous Latin chanting starts as she begins blasting the shit out of literally everything.
Like I said,
That's true.
I feel like this song pairs. It's literally called Run.
Yeah. I always love the thought of, like, what if Doomslayer in X world? It's like, well, if you tell him there's a demon equivalent, you probably no longer have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fucked.
And I mean,
Like,
even
man,
then,
literally too angry to die until every demon is gone.
and even then,
Unless the demons are actually the good guys.
I mean, even
I don't
then,
think that'll matter much to him. I'm not sure that would matter all that much.
post-Eternal Doom guy got into another coffin. I mean, that's fair enough.
Oh, really? Motherfucker really stepped back in another one?
I mean, like I said, again, you gotta keep in mind here, like, that Doom guy again is really easy to bait because he doesn't worry about age, and he doesn't worry about collateral, and he doesn't worry about him taking damage. So you being like, hey, Doom guy, here's a bunch of demons over here, he's gonna be like, okay, whatever, I don't care, I'm gonna kill them all. Like, oh no, they dropped a mountain on me, I'll get out eventually, and then kill more demons.
Doom guy in Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
Well,
just
but that's just it. Here's the problem. You're functionally taking this same character archetype.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Yes.
Which isn't that. Also,
No,
here's the thing. I wouldn't want that because here's the thing. One of the things I've actually really enjoyed about Goblin Slayer is that guess what? It took like 12 books, but Goblin Slayer became a man.
Cool.
Like
Nice.
he became a person. He starts getting humanity back.
Ah,
That's good. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah.
But here's the thing: it's really satisfying to see as he's slow. Right? Here's the thing: he doesn't lose the desire to murder every fucking goblin in sight, but he realizes that there's more to do, and he realizes that it's okay to have friends. It's
Yeah.
okay to have a life.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's just like what the fuck? Okay, that was incredibly stupid. Doom Guy can be an interesting character in a lot of series, like Remnant and Furnace. 40K. Because even though I say 40K doesn't make good crossovers, because typically it's authors try and solve the 40K-ness of 40K.
that's futile.
Which, well, yeah, yes, but it's also 40K operates on such a massive scale that one person pretty much literally can't make a difference. But that's what all the books are about: is one person making a difference, not the difference, but a difference. Correct me if I'm wrong, Atin.
No, yes, it's almost universally about a person being in the right place to make a difference.
Yeah. So it obviously wouldn't be a struggle against chaos. But like Doom Guy it would just be a good beat 'em up story effectively, which
Yeah.
40K might need. If you introduce a character,
Doom Guy in 40K that I see is Doom Guy is really just an underpowered space marine at that point.
Well, no, but he's not.
Doom Guy.
I think he'd give Space Marines and Custodies a good run for their money.
I don't know about Custodies, but certainly, honestly, I would probably put it. Given what he's done,
Okay.
I would put him at a Primaris Marine.
I would put him beyond that.
I'm sorry, but like I've learned that 3 Custodies is enough to deal with a demon incursion.
Yeah.
Doomslayer conquered hell.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
And a fallen heaven.
And
He's
killed
worth
the demon
Custodies.
lord. And killed
He's worth
God.
a few Custodies at least. Yeah, he's worth a few Custodies at minimum. He killed the Icon of Sin twice. Well, sorry, he sealed the Icon of Sin twice. So he's worth a few Custodies at minimum.
He's killed a couple of Icons of Sin, and Icons of Sin are just weapons. But I'm talking about like post-eternal. Doomslayer has literally killed the God of Hell and God. Just God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With bullets.
So,
he's worth a couple of Primaris Marines. Motherfucker! This guy is gonna go Orc and Gorka over.
Listen, I forgot that he became an anime character.
Yeah, so yeah, he has demon
anime
absorbing
characters.
abilities, yeah.
No, he became the anime. He became the measuring stick for the protagonist of like 4 different anime.
Yeah.
Excuse you? What?
But
I don't know what was wrong with what I said, but okay.
No, the demon absorbing.
Yeah. So basically, it's depicted in the games as you regain health and armor by killing demons and ammo. But in reality, what it is he just eats their existence.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So what I'm hearing is that Inquisition sees him as like, that's a lot of psyker energy. You know what? He's not hurting us. We should just leave this be for now.
You say that.
Oh no,
We'll-
no.
we'll
They
just
would
come
never
back.
do
Say
that.
that.
I think it would be far more likely that he would be a blank.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, but far more likely he's a blank. Yeah.
Because canonically blanks, like when a demon is destroyed in the presence of a blank, that's it. Demon done. That's part of the reason they're so afraid of them, is because normally, unlike say like D&D rules, even if a demon is destroyed in the plane of their deity, they just come back. In fact, it usually takes them less time if they're on their home plane.
No, in D&D rules, bro, if a demon gets destroyed on their home plane, they
I'm
die.
talking 40k.
Oh, 40k,
saying-
yeah.
I'm saying 40k, unlike D&D,
Right, yeah,
there's no killing them,
yeah.
with the exception of a couple of very specific weapons in universe. One of them being the Emperor's Sword, which is like basically the sword of order, or being destroyed if
Can't
they're within
Necrons
the
do that
effect
too?
of a blank.
I'm pretty sure Necrons have a weapon that's anti-demon as well.
No,
Uh,
no. They have weapons that like work well against them,
Right,
but
okay.
they don't have any way of banishing them from reality.
Doom lore is weird. Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
Doom lore is-
wild. Yeah, Doom
Doom
lore is great.
so weird.
So basically, current Doom lore implies that the Doom guy is older than reality. Because they literally open up with saying that since literally the first age, Doom guy has been killing demons. And they go on to later explain in Doom that age means cycle of the universe.
oh, that's fucking metal.
So yeah, so we're like in like the 5th age or 3rd age or something like that right now in
And he
current
still
game
hasn't
lore.
finished off all the demons?
No, he has
The demons.
twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a second, I'm like, all right, mate, come on, speed up the
But
timeline
you know
a bit.
what? That's suddenly their fear of him is making a lot more sense. It's like he has killed us twice, and we have sealed him twice, and it's awful.
Oh yeah, God is implied to be like Lucifer, who usurped God, and the demon lord's implied to be a fallen. Yeah, a scapegoat. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Okay, but if he killed them all, how do they know he killed them all?
Because
probably-
God reset the universe.
Ah,
Yeah.
you mean Lucifer reset the universe?
Well, it's implied. It's never said outright, so I'm just gonna keep using God. But yeah, it's God literally was like, all right, well, again, and another one. It's why he goes into a coma after killing Satan, because he just ate both God and Satan. Yeah, that's fair. I probably too would also go into a coma after eating the souls of God and Satan.
You know,
All right, I
understandable.
could do with a nap.
A bit of a food coma, you know.
Yeah, a
it's
little
just
bit of a food
replacement.
coma. Yeah. But it is also implied in the original Doom. Back when Doom Guy wasn't Doomslayer, he was just Doom Guy. He was just a Marine on a planet killing demons.
Huh.
Back then, so the Berserk upgrade, the ×4 damage upgrade, was canonized to be basically the collective wrath, rage, hatred, and etc. of millions of souls condensed into like a small semi-sentient blob. And
Yeah,
Huh.
okay.
Doom Guy, as a normal Marine, could just endure that. And they also
of
found
course.
him, and they also canonized that are the Argent Slayer Sentinel people. They canonized that they found Doom Guy in Hell during one of their missions to try and defeat Hell. They found Doom Guy in Hell, killing demons still. He hadn't eaten or drank anything for who knows how long.
He was subsisting on demons.
No, that's the thing, is they never established that. Like, he hadn't gained his powers to eat demons yet. He was
Then I guess
just
you just don't need food in hell.
he was just so angry he apparently didn't need food or water anymore.
Okay. Or maybe time passes differently there.
Because yeah, he was just like rip and tear. Like, they literally pull him into the gladiator arena, and he's just fucking like tweaking out, going rip, tear their guts, rip their guts, so much guts.
Yeah.
Good.
Bad pick for the voice for that, but like the lines were great.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, hey, we found someone that survived hell. This fucking dude just having an absolute seizure as he's standing up, mumbling about guts and ripping them.
And they're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's good enough. Just send him in the arena, and he proceeds to 1v1 their champion. And like, oh no,
He might be
he
good. He might be really good at this.
He just beat him with his bare hands. Oh fuck.
But yeah, so, and then yeah, Vega is also like possibly God? Question mark.
I thought Vega was an AI.
Yeah, so basically, while Vega's traveling with you, Vega starts to remember a whole bunch of shit, and it's like, Vega / Hayden might have been the person that empowered the Doomslayer originally, and yeah, Vega might be the computerized backup of God, because he's like able to do shit that makes no fucking sense at all, and you can't sci-fi explain it away, and it's like, okay. Like I said, yeah, Doom lore is just wild, okay? Doom lore is just wild, and it's always funny as fuck whenever he gets added in.
I appreciate that at this point, Doom lore brings the same shock and glee as 40k lore when I learn something new. Like, oh wow, that's really fun and stupid. Please tell me more.
Yes, okay, yeah, so yeah,
Let's keep
Vega
going.
gains some power back and then remembers that he is a computerized version of God. Yeah.
I see.
Wait, hold up. So the truth. He is the first being and my creator. When he fell, I ascended. The Father confessing to the Slayer. Maker history and lore about the Father is far from the truth, as the Makers concealed the identity of their creator and their origins. In reality, the Father was the Dark Lord of Hell, who was originally known as Devoth. He was the first being in existence, who ruled the first world in existence, known as Jakad, and was responsible for the creation of all things. Devoth created the Makers to use their abilities and knowledge to find means of finding immortality for his people. The Makers did manage to discover immortality, but deemed the knowledge too dangerous to share, whom they concluded that their creator was an eventual threat to all life should he ever gain that knowledge. The Makers acted against their creator by stealing Jakad along with Devoth from other realms. The betrayal deeply angered Devoth, and he was consumed by hatred, which turned him into the Dark Lord and turned Jakad into hell. The Dark Lord would eventually break through the barriers surrounding his realm, leading his demonic legions to invade every other realm, ultimately coming in conflict with the Makers, in which he was defeated again by a Maker who would take on the role of the Father, whom the Dark Lord deemed as nothing but an usurper. Okay, so the Dark Lord was actually God. Got it. The Father was reluctant to completely destroy his creator and instead imprisoned him in the Temple of Souls. Sometime after the Father withdrew from the physical realm, the Dark Lord plotted a long-term revenge against the Makers and the Father through the actions of Doomslayer. The Dark Lord retained a powerful influence to use on those susceptible to corruption, so he corrupted the Con Makers and to forge her unholy alliance with the demons and manipulate Sammer Maker. Right, so Hayden, to turn against Conmaker and empower the Doomslayer through the Divinity Machine, which was powered by the Dark Lord's power. Okay.
That sounds fucking dumb.
In Doom Eternal, it's alluded that the essence of the Father, a computer, was used to create Vega, who is an AI, who briefly glitches when he connects to the mainframe of the Capitol. This is later confirmed in Ancient Gods that Vega is indeed the original AI known as the Father. The Father's story is similar to Lucifer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's possible that the Father could only use the power he stole from Devoth when he contains in himself a life sphere that contains the Maker's race. Because of that, he ordered the temple to blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, so effectively, No, you didn't. When did you send that? Because I literally just finished saying that the Dark Lord is the original Father of everything, and the Father is the Father that is in lore is someone pretending to be the guy who the Dark Lord used to be. Okay, so God's evil turned into the devil, and an angel of his rose up to pretend to be God so people wouldn't think that God was a devil. Effectively.
Okay.
Reminder, Doom was made by Christians.
Okay.
Makes it all the more strange that conservative Christians thought it was bad to fight
Because
demons
they
for some
see the
reason.
devil
Mormons,
and they
oh
see
my bad.
demons.
Meh. Mormons makes
No,
more
it
sense
wasn't made
now.
by Mormons. They had a Mormon on their team.
Oh, that just tainted the whole thing.
We're over here discussing cool ass Doom lore, and Phoenix has to come ruin it by talking about Wild Bow.
Oh, Wild Bow.
Oh, damn it.
Anyway, so point being is that if the post-Eternal Doomslayer ended up in 40k, he would be on the same level as Gork and Mork in terms of being able to fight the Chaos Gods.
Him being in the setting would literally set off so many fucking alarm bells that Zinch would probably be slamming his head on the wall, going like, "Why is he here? Why is he here? Why is he here?
Yeah,
No, 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 no."
Yes, and to be fair, a lot of authors I see do try and incorporate the two lores together like that, where basically that the 40k universe is like the 8th age or whatever, and is like another fucking spin-off, and that the Doom Marine isn't ending up in 40k, he's just waking up to 40k.
Oh no.
Wakes up to 40k.
You know,
And
How
so
did
all
you
the
fuck
Chaos
up
Gods
this
are
bad?
like, oh no, he's awake.
Oh shit.
you know
I
what?
mean,
But-
Thorn's probably
that
just like
seems like-
finally
that
a
seems like a
worthy
pretty good-
opponent.
That seems like a good setup at least. Of just like, oh, the one dude we didn't want to wake us awake. I mean, Walkhorn's like just yelling like Thor. Like, I know that
"Let's
guy. He's
fucking
awesome."
Go.
Let's go! Yeah. I took a look at Wildbow's latest story. It's a modern setting, but America is falling apart.
I thought you
Very
said
bold.
This was,
Very brave.
I thought this was going to be fiction, not.
Right?
Basically, what I just posted in the chat.
How bold of you. How brave of you. The MC has suffered a physical injury that caused mental issues. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She had to relearn how to move, and her mother was very unsupportive and possibly abusive. This woman now goes around to families where the mothers and fathers are fighting and forcibly adopts the children at gunpoint.
No gunpoint
And
was
doesn't get
mentioned,
shot.
but kidnapping is mentioned.
I mean, effectively.
Well, you don't know. Could be at knife point.
That's fair.
And she doesn't get shot. In America.
Well, the mother and father are too busy arguing in the kitchen to notice it.
Bullshit.
So.
Literally bullshit. I'm sorry. You could be in the biggest argument of your life. You hear that front door open, it's all right, let's put this on hold for a minute. See who the fuck just walked in the front door.
Yes, the fucking, that random ass space marine, yes.
The fucking video, he's just like vibrating uncontrollably.
Glitching out of existence.
Caiaphas Kane,
Wait.
stop giving me your hardest battle. Fucking Marine from Bolt Gun, give me harder battles.
Yeah.
I like that the Marine he was talking to has a handler that just got dragged along for the ride.
Yeah, that is the joke.
Listen. If you like the idea of that, Max, you should go read about the Blood Angels and learn about the joys of Death Company.
I don't know if I would call that a joy.
I mean, it's definitely a joy.
Listen. I've always found the idea of Death Company to be really, really, really funny because of why it happened and why the Death Company Marines are just so goddamn spooky and effective. The short answer is Sanguinius, the Primarch of the Blood Angels, had a gift for prophecy that very rarely activated. It usually activated more often in his sons. Sanguinius died fighting Horus. This then triggered the Black Rage in every single one of the Blood Angels and will eventually curse all of their descendants. At some point, if a Blood Angel gets too bloodthirsty in the middle of fighting, he becomes convinced that he is Sanguinius and every opponent he sees is fucking Horus. And then they rip and tear until Horus is dead, or they're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, the Space Marines are here. My name's John. Horus?
He
Like
said
shit like
enemy,
that.
not random.
The
people
Skull
he comes
Rippers
across.
are
Oh,
here!
no,
We're saved!
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
They will kill
Skull Rippers? That
anything
sounds
that's in front of them.
evil! Who's the other guys they're fighting? Oh, those are the Emperor's children!
Oh, surely! Oh no, my lord! My lord! The Auspex! It's the Emperor's children! Surely this is a good thing! No. No.
The Flesh Terrors are going to counter them! The Flesh Terrors are on our side?
Our side?
Yes!
Oh, and look, there's now some gray Space Marines. I wonder what they're doing here. Oh, shit.
Gray Space Marines, which ones are those?
The Grey Knights.
Those are the Great Knights.
Those
Uh,
are the
they-
great ones.
Murdered by.
Yeah, they purge you if you see them because they are trying to contain chaos, which thankfully, not thankfully, was purged in new lore, where now they don't do that.
What's
good.
even great, but the best part about Grey Knights really is that they are the easiest faction to play as on the 40k tabletop because you don't even have to paint your miniatures.
No, you have to paint him a little bit.
I was gonna say they're the easiest because
Also,
you can just
I went
teleport in
looking
and then make
for
an
the
instant
flesh
charge.
terrors on our side, and one of the first results is from Mr. Bones with the video caption, "Civilians don't exist." He's not wrong as far as the flesh terrors are concerned. However,
Yeah.
My lord, flesh terror. Did you say it's civilians? Civilians?
What are those?
Meanwhile,
There were
salamanders.
civilians.
Oh,
listen,
God.
listen. I still think one of my personal favorites is the fact that the Space Wolves got into a actually, I think it was decades-long argument, and by argument I mean murdering each other quietly, debate with the Inquisition, because they went and saved a bunch of civilians, and the Inquisition decided they'd seen too much, and so they killed them all, and the Space Wolves were like, look, we're not really that ticked off that you killed civilians, but we just saved them.
Yeah.
You gonna apologize? No.
War it is. And then the Black Templar showed up to reinforce them. And everyone was like, how many Black Templar are there? 10,000.
There's only
Precisely.
10,000.
There's precisely 10,000 Black Templar.
I thought they were a legion.
We are the Black Templars Legion. I mean chapter. 10 chapters, to be exact. We're 10 Black Templar chapters. That sounds
There's a
suspicious.
lot
in
of
the
them.
And what
Legion.
about those guys? They
We don't
are
associate.
the off-Black Templar chapters. Slightly less
They're the
black.
slightly less Black Templars. And the ones over there, the even
Black Templar.
minusculely less Black Templars. And the ones over there, those are the White Templars. We try not to talk about them.
Banjo music starts playing.
I saw a video this morning where what's his name? Henry Cavill
Yep.
had quit Amazon over their whole female custodies thing. He's done with it.
Oh my!
I
Amazon
haven't
series is
seen
going
that.
down.
Until it happens, I'm going to be in a state of disbelief.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
until I see something like that, yeah.
I'm
I
trying
mean,
to see if I can find it.
It would not surprise me, but I haven't seen anything like that yet.
Okay, well, to be fair, Henry Cavill plays Custodes.
Honestly, if anything, I think Henry Cavill will hold roughly the same opinion as most of the 40K fans that aren't fucking actual misogynists, which is, we don't care. You just did it stupid.
Yeah.
You could have done it numerous different ways, but then you decided to go,
All
oh, they've
of them
always
better.
existed.
There is
You could've-
99 ways you could have executed this, and you chose the one way that was the stupidest fucking way possible.
People
Yeah.
have literally already
That's the
given
thing.
them better
That's what's
ideas.
making everybody so mad, because I ranted about it on the show once.
Yeah.
I'll keep it short, but there were so many better ways you could do it.
Yeah.
So of course the community, when you pick the stupidest, worst one, of course the community's going to start memeing on it, because it's dumb.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, I think what the community did is pretty fun. Like, there is no war in Ba Sing Se. Like, come on, it's funny.
It's hilarious.
Wow.
It's a Zinch
Okay.
demon.
So this author goes on to say that they enjoy favorites, follows, and reviews, and they would love praise from you. They'll take criticism and suggestions, but they will ignore them.
What?
Then you're not taking them, are you?
Well, no, he allows them to exist. He just ignores them.
Yeah.
That's not taking them then.
Yeah.
But he'll take it.
I
and then
wonder
put
if
it in
I
a
could just
separate
That's
file.
ignore the
not
existence of enemy
Taking
carries.
them then. If you're taking criticism, you're not ignoring it. If you're ignoring it, you're not taking it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's possible to take criticism and then objectively observe the criticism and choose to discard it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, just because you take criticism doesn't mean you have to do anything about it.
Exactly.
I
They
know.
could be wrong.
Right, but the point is that the author is saying that they are just going to ignore it.
Yes, which is the problem
Yeah,
here.
that's
If
just
the author
bullshit.
was to like, even if they were to be a little cheeky about it, like, I will consider your criticism and then ignore it. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But no.
I won't do anything about those two, though.
I'll just ignore it like I ignore my
Also,
daddy issues.
don't
I
email
mean,
me, because my email doesn't work.
Excuse you.
I also have multiple stories going on, and I have a bunch of stuff happening at home. So if I don't post for a while, it's because I have a life. And if I ever decide to stop posting, I'll probably tell you.
oh,
Like I
okay.
did with the WUS story before I got my horse killed.
Huh?
What?
I don't think they're Gen Alpha, guys. I think this might be a millennial.
There's a lot packed into that statement, sir or madam.
Yeah, Will's Untold Story. A Percy Jackson only story. I think this is a male author too. No, wait, hold on. Family Hurt Comfort, Angst Hurt Comfort. Might
Female
be female.
author.
Yeah. Will Solus was never just a love interest. He was also a person, and that person had a story. This is the entire series from Will's perspective. Mostly canon, but it's a very dark AU. Trigger warnings contains drinking, self-harm, suicide, and swear words.
Hmm.
Will is the gay guy that Nico loved? Yeah, the token gay guy that got killed off. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not sure who was worse with the token gay guy, the New 52 or Percy Jackson.
New 52.
New 52. There's no contest.
Will's Untold Story. Also, I would never date someone in charge or related to the people in charge of the afterlife. Like, do you know how much you're fucking yourself over?
Only if they break up with you.
You literally have infinite time. They are going to break up with you.
Well, I mean, it worked out for Hades and his wife.
That's because
No,
they're
it didn't.
gods. Yes, it did. Him and Persephone are a loving couple. That's because they're
They have to face
gods.
some challenges.
They're gods that
Oh,
exist
the
on the
gods.
level of gods with the mentality of gods who don't have a mortal mindset.
I mean, I would assume anybody who's working in, the Heaven Bureau or whatever the fuck, the afterlife department, is also that sort of mindset, not a human, fickle mindset.
Well,
no, they're
this
just
is
a
very
demigod.
specifically a demigod.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Like, here's the problem. It's nothing against the demigod in question. It's just like, boy, that's risky clickerino.
It's like dating the
Yeah.
boss's daughter, but the boss is the fucking, CEO of Amazon.
Yeah.
Sure, could it get
Mm.
you somewhere great? Absolutely. Could it ruin the rest of your existence? More likely.
Oh, yeah.
To be fair, Nico is in the worst position because Apollo is the god of prophecy, and no gods even aren't safe from that. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like generally demigods dating each other is just a bad plan.
I mean,
Did they ever
kids
specify
dating each
what
other-
happens between the children of two demigods? Like, are they
Yes.
like a quarter each demigod, or
No.
are they just useless?
They're just above normal human standards.
So you'd figure two demigods dating each other would be better than a demigod and a mortal. You're both of the same.
Sort of. So, I mean, if it's like a demigod of this one fucking god of the river, and that she's dating a demigod of this one fucking tree, then yeah, that's fine. But when you start being like, yeah, this is the son of the goddess of luck, and he is currently dating the daughter of the god of prophecy. This surely will not go badly.
Well, I mean, okay, when you account for all the bullshit like that, as long as it's no weird combination like that, it should be better than, a demigod dating a mortal. They're both on the same level, basically. They both have the same experiences, are close enough to relate to each other, both have the same kind of lifespan.
No, certainly, yeah. I mean, like, you'll definitely be in a more likely to have a longer term, how to put this, closer relationship.
It's more likely to work out without somebody getting bored.
Well, I mean, demigods don't live that long, much longer than normal people, but I mean, they do live
I
longer.
thought they did.
No, I mean, they do live longer, but they don't live that much longer. Never date a child of Aphrodite? Well, duh.
Made entirely of red flags. More red flags than red square.
Yeah. Also, if you date a child of Aphrodite and break up with them, and Aphrodite sides with them, I got some bad news for you. You're suddenly gonna find the other. you're gonna have a change in sexual preferences.
Your love life is going down the toilet from there, bud.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, dating a normal person would be sort of like being a government agent of the secret variety and dating a normal person, where, like, there is going to be a barrier there of you're never going to be able to share certain things with them.
Honestly, I would even be cautious of, like, I'm trying to think of how to say this, dating up in terms of demigod power.
That's what I'm trying to say. Where it's like, if it's these two low tier demigods, like this is the demigod of baked goods, and this is the demigod of Wednesday.
Yeah, that's fine.
The demigod of Wednesday gaining untold power after a Netflix show releases.
No, hang on. Wednesday has its roots in Odin's day, so that demigod may actually be fairly powerful. Odin's Day, Thursday, Saturday, Saturn's Day.
You understand my point, though. It's
Yeah.
not so much of I am dating the demigod of love, or I am dating the demigod of prophecy. I'm dating the demigod of the fucking ocean or the air we breathe.
Or the demigod of war.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Like, I'm dating a child of the god of war. What are you a demigod of? Thursday.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Will's Untold Story Part 2. After the war, Will swore he would be better. He would never take refuge in drugs, pills, and alcohol. Instead, he would find himself where he always was finding himself. Cutting.
Excuse you.
Personal opinion of mine. If you have the option to cut yourself or take drugs, take the drugs.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
Like, like, if those are your only two options, I was like, I'm fucking sorry, but you're just stupid if you fucking do self-harm. It's like, yeah, drugs are still self-harm, but it's not dragging a fucking broken shard of glass across your wrist so you can feel something in my life. Like, I'm sorry, go fuck yourself.
That's so fucking edgy and stupid.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, but pain is the only thing I can feel anymore. Get fucked.
Now, to be fair, it's very different when the person saying that's the only thing I can feel now is like 60 and a war veteran, and the person saying it is 14 and a child.
No, see, they're a war veteran
say-
because they were on Tumblr.
Of course, yeah, they were.
No, they were on CSGO.
They participated in the Tumblr wars.
That was a war.
There were many. They are the unsung heroes of Tumblr.
Heroes of Tumblr. Pick one.
Well, you see, they bullied the other side into suicide, which means they get to be the ones who write the story of what happened.
God damn it, Sneaky.
Think I'm fucking joking? On the off chance, the not really heroes of Cabin 7 have been through a lot of shit, really, and have a lot of weight on their shoulders. It's like they mention this fucking horse, right? And it makes me think they're older, but then they start a fucking summary with, yeah, they've been through some shit. They got weight on their shoulders. And it's like, that's such a fucking teenager edgy.
They've seen some shit, man. I've seen some shit, man.
But they are
Well-
allowed to remind themselves. Now, the one camper that remains loyal to life might have an opportunity to share the files with the world before they also commit suicide. Because apparently everyone in Cabin 7 just commits ritual suicide after a while.
That checks out.
There's some weird motherfuckers in Cabin 7.
We've all seen some shit like some author pages. True, brother. True. Oh god, so what's this fucking thing about the horse dying? Oh cool, so they start off with lyrics lines, okay. Looking here at okay. I mean the grammar isn't bad, honestly. The story is, but the grammar isn't. However, I do have to post this and at Sam with this because this is fucking hilarious. This author over here is like, oh man, I love favorites, follows, and reviews, and my location's a safe space. You know what the most favorites, follows, and reviews they have are? 3. So that's just there. Now, Atin said he wanted to see Devil May Cry stories.
I'm sure they're all terrible, but I'm like, is there anything good? There must be one good one.
Why is there one Dead by Daylight story and one Dying Light story and one Dead Space story? The Destroyer. The demigods prevailed in the giant war only to lose their greatest hero. No one knows where Gaia sent Percy but when he returns, there is something sinister about him. And it all started when they found him on the streets of Greece. He's gonna make them whole. Oh, okay. Sure. Let's see what we got here. D. Devil May Cry 14. Why is there a Dexter's Laboratory story? I'm sorry, what?
What? Surely I did not just hear you say Dexter's Laboratory.
I did indeed say Dexter's Laboratory. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure how you can write fanfiction about Dexter's Laboratory. There was like...
Well,
No, there's like a lot of fucking episodes for it. Like, they pretty much covered every hypothetical situation that Dexter could create.
the internet is full of degenerates. There is, of course, the one option
Yes,
that the
yes,
story
yes.
did not cover.
Yes, I'm aware. Yeah, that's why they made a new show about a character with a laboratory. It's called Johnny Test.
You mean whip crack?
Yes, I mean Colonel
David
Whipcrack.
Phantom?
The only thing I remember about Johnny Test is that for some reason he's turned into a hot girl for 5 seconds in the intro. That's the only thing I remember about that show.
Yeah, that was a whole episode.
I see.
Let's not look into that. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
okay, so Johnny Test is like if you take Dexter's Laboratory and then mix it with Totally Spies level of fetish.
That's a
I-
lot of fetish. Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
All right,
remember
okay,
that.
I guess we're doing this. All right.
I remember it
Johnny
being pretty
Test,
fucking infantile, but
number
fucking
of fetishes.
infantile. I don't know.
Come on, where's the fetish list? Nope, not gonna talk about that one. Nope, not gonna talk about that one.
That bad?
No, not gonna talk about that one. Okay, well, point being is that someone created a list of fetishes for Totally Spies. I was hoping someone would have also done that for Johnny Test, but there was a lot of episodes of Johnny Test. Bling Bling Boy, yeah. Can someone explain to me why government agents in Camp will immediately try to kill the founder of the camp?
What the fuck is camp?
I think that's Rooster Teeth, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was one of their original animations.
It is.
Was it funny?
It's Rooster Teeth.
It doesn't actually answer the question.
Yeah. Other than
Yeah,
to say that this does not spark joy.
Well, no, because old Rooster Teeth was funny. I don't know when Camp was made.
Pretty recent, like 2016 or 2017 at the absolute
newer
earliest, I
Teeth.
think. But
They
it's
pull up, immediately
2014?
get out of their cars, draw their guns, and start shooting. Oh, well, that's pretty typical government agent stuff.
Honestly, it's
No, 2016.
You shoot at random people. Wait
Yeah,
a minute.
it was
how many
only
people
8 years
actually
ago.
Pay the taxes.
Well, yeah, like I said, like 2016, 2017 at the absolute earliest for it.
There is a Ruby edit of the intro, which is where I remember Camp from. Well, yeah, I only know of Camp because they mentioned Camp when they were talking about shutting RT down. Oh god, do they really use a Cal Arts art style?
Yeah.
I feel like I just had a stroke watching that. I'm gonna be honest. Alright, so I'm going to assume Camp is possibly the unfunniest comedy show ever made. Let's see here. We got Devil May Cry, the Godly Demon. There have been many theories about who Nero's mother was, Artemis, but none of them were ever confirmed. What if his mother was not human, but instead the actual Greek goddess Hestia?
What?
Excuse
I mean,
you?
Hestia's
I
just the
mean-
goddess of the hearth, so I mean, I don't see how that would change anything.
What the fuck, bro?
Bruh?
Bro doesn't know.
Let me rephrase. I don't see how that would be a
Bro is
huge
unaware.
deal.
Bro doesn't know.
Bro is unaware.
Okay.
Knows, inform the bro.
So, oh, Jesus Christ.
Is this some fucking specific thing to Percy Jackson?
No.
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 Canonically, as part of the myth, there is two gods that can effectively solo the entire Greek pantheon. Depending on the
Yeah.
myth, Aphrodite, and I'm not talking
Yeah.
about fucking them all, I'm talking about fighting them all.
Yeah, because she got her power from fucking them all.
No.
No, because she's quite
No.
literally the daughter
No,
of.
Aphrodite is, in the myth, the daughter of Uranus and a titan in terms of power. And also the original goddess of war.
Oh wait, yeah, she was, wasn't she? Goddess of war, love, and something else.
Yes.
I'm guessing Hestia is the second one.
Hestia is, in fact, the second one. She is the strongest in the Greek pantheon that is not a titan.
Because everybody's got a hearth.
The
no.
only reason.
Because she was the first one born.
She was the first one born, and the only reason why she does not do more is because she is the last line of defense.
Yeah, the hearth she tends to is the light of humanity.
To get to the Zoomers, it
Ah.
stands.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Zeus was the firstborn of Kronos.
No, he was the last born.
Yeah, Zeus
Was
was
it?
last born, yeah.
The only reason why he even became the king of the gods was because he drew, like, the correct straw. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only reason why Hestia isn't more prominent is because in myth and in Rick Riordan's series, she literally stepped down, and this is why I was talking about it on your server. She's also said to be so pretty that all of the male gods almost went to war with each other over who could be her husband. Because she's that fucking pretty.
She's also a
That's
virgin,
the
yeah.
image with Hestia as
Yes, that's what I meant with that one, yeah.
Okay. Japan being the closest to correct.
Yes, like I said, at least they were the most respectful.
In
I mean,
terms of
they made her into
yes.
a tiny big boob lolly.
She's not a lolly.
It's a short
But,
stack.
yes.
You fucking
Short stack.
Philistine.
She's also
Yeah,
a
exactly,
very
thank you.
caring and loving person and fully supports the people she backs. So, I mean, I don't know. They got her
Yes.
personality right.
I mean, yes, they did do that at least.
The big three gods
Versus
are too
that ninja,
strong. We
eh?
need to stop them from making demigods because they're too strong. The big three, okay, I guess. Everyone looks at Demeter. Demeter. Do you guys remember the last time I lost a child? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. True.
I forget, what was that one?
So as the Greek myths tell it, the ice age that the Greeks encountered was caused by Demeter when she lost Persephone, her daughter, the goddess of spring, to the underworld and Hades' machinations. Yes, she caused the ice age because Demeter
Oops.
is also really fucking strong.
She is very, very scary, and she will make your life hell.
It turns out being the goddess of food is powerful.
It's not only that, but she had the ability to outright raise mortals to godhood on her own.
Yes.
And sometimes she would break into your house and take your kid and, like, piece by piece remake them into a god. And if you stopped her because, oh my god, you're mutilating my child, what are you doing? She'd freak out and curse you too.
Yeah.
But, Greek god's gonna Greek god.
Yeah. It turns out that actually at the end of the day, Zeus is only the king of the gods is because no one else wanted the responsibility.
No one wants that paperwork. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also have to remember he was the one who usurped their father.
Yeah.
Who usurped their
so
grandfather.
Everyone was kind of like, life debt and all that fun stuff, and yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe that's why he goes out drinking and fucking so much.
Also, Zeus was canonically into Vor.
Yep.
He was it his second wife that he swallowed alive?
No,
powers from
the first wife.
The first wife.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
The goddess of wisdom.
The goddess of wisdom. Yeah.
Hera?
No.
No. Hera was the queen of the gods in her own right. His first wife was a goddess of wisdom. He swallowed her alive, and that's why Athena sprang from
Menace.
Zeus's
Yeah,
brow.
she's specifically labeled as an ancient goddess of wisdom. I'm not really sure what that fucking means.
She was probably non-Greek or pre-Greek.
Well, it's possible, yeah.
Menace, yeah.
Menace, yeah. And that's why eventually Zeus' head split open and created Athena, as far as I'm aware, according to the myth.
Who is basically Menace reborn.
Yes.
Okay,
anyway, that's all stupid.
Greek myth. Anyway, so so Nero being the son of Hestia is kinda a big deal. Because she's also the firstborn son of Hestia. Also kind of a big deal. How will the Olympians deal with the fact that one of their own is a descendant of a demon and makes his career hunting down other demons?
Probably nothing.
Well, I mean, they're Greek gods, so they're probably going to be dramatic and petty about it, but ultimately do nothing.
Or cheer him on and secretly support him because fuck demons.
Oh god, she isn't a virgin anymore. Yeah.
I mean, she was always the goddess of the hearth. It was never expected for her to remain a virgin because she goes from virgin goddess to mother goddess.
Well, if I remember correctly, Hestia's virginity was a compromise.
Yes.
So that Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon wouldn't stab each other to death over it.
Yeah.
Which, man, ancient myths and just keeping it in the family.
Ancient myths are fun.
Well, I mean, to be fair, though, when you don't really have a population group outside of the 9 brothers and sisters you have,
that's why they went for the mortals.
You don't really have a choice but to keep it in the family.
Oh man!
Send some mortals, yeah.
Just Alabama band music in the background.
Time to ascend a mortal.
You
know what?
No,
I bet someone could make a Royal Road ad out of that.
Probably.
Even if it's not for a real story, people would believe it.
Yeah. Anyway, you're saying?
No, Mortal Ascension was always fun. Because a lot of times new gods got created because people's favorite, basically IRL fanfiction characters weren't being respected enough. Heracles, for example, was originally just a hero. And then I forgot what the poet was, but there was a poet who was telling the story of a journey to the underworld where I think it was Orpheus meets the shade of Heracles. Yeah, Homer, thank you.
Yeah.
And he was almost lynched because you're like, oh my god, you can't depict Heracles in the underworld. He was such a great hero. And so Homer goes, oh, no, don't worry. That was just like his mortal essence. His immortal god self is totally with the Olympians.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
and I want to stress, it's like a crowd full of drunken Greeks legitimately almost murdered a dude because their favorite, I guess, like,
So,
action movie star.
so what
was-
you're telling me is that over the course of 5,000 years, literally nothing has changed.
We became
Sounds-
slightly less hirsute, but yes,
Yeah.
there's probably less chest hair these days than
Yeah, a
than
little
in
bit
those
less
days.
chest hair, yeah.
It's not necessarily a good thing
No.
because it comes with, the soy.
Yeah.
Oh man, no. The ancient Greeks were a lot of fun in those ways. And also a lot of what we call gods today were probably just like local folk heroes that had like cult shrines, and then we were like, oh, these guys were totally full blown gods, and
Well,
they were probably more just local.
I would depict it more probably as the equivalent of anointing certain folk heroes as saints.
Yeah, I can see that.
Canonization. That's
Yeah,
just literally the process of canonization.
Yeah.
yeah, because most figures, are either very localized in those days, or you have like the most common 3 or 6 deities, and you don't really see like universal worship of this fixed group of gods
Yeah,
until
and
much,
it's
much
why
later on.
Aphrodite has about 300 something different origin stories.
Also, the
Oh,
fact that a lot of those are just ripoffs from other continuities or
Yes.
they're XP's import characters.
Yes.
Like Lucifer versus fucking Prometheus,
Yes.
or Zeus and Odin and Thor technically.
well, I mean, getting into that a little bit, Zeus was probably, if I remember correctly from what I read like a decade ago, Zeus was probably way, 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 way back in the day a sun god who became king of the gods, and then the Master Bolt thing was his weapon. It wasn't his superpower. Lightning and thunderstorms was actually Poseidon's superpower. Because that was one of Poseidon's actual jobs, was god of storms. He wasn't,
Right.
god of the seas. He was king of the seas, and so there's probably a lot of conflation and transliteration. But the differences between Zeus and
Poseidon was
Odin are,
more Poseidon was more god of natural disasters, not so much
yeah.
storms.
He was earthquakes, storms. One of his names means the Shatterer. So he just breaks stuff.
Fair.
Yeah, eruptions, everything. Yeah.
But yeah, talking about the split between something like Odin and Zeus, you're talking 20, 30, 40,000 years ago. Like that split was so far back that it's basically, prehistory.
Or you've got the more recent ones between Greece and Rome, where all the Roman gods were Greek gods, or vice versa.
Yes and no. The
Sort of, yeah.
Romans became Greekized as much as they Romanized the Greeks.
Yeah.
Italians and Etruscans. I'm sorry, no, the Latins, the Latins and the Etruscans. Their gods were worshipped more as atavistic spirits. They were forces of nature, invisible. They were energies or natural aspects of the world, not necessarily individualized people. And
Right.
then the Latins they simped so hard for the Greeks that when they actually started conquering Greek colonies, they basically went, yes, yes, yes. See, we were right. All of our deities are the same, and we're Trojans, and yada 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 yada. And I don't blame them. It was the cultural practice back in the day, but as they changed others, they themselves were changed. And that is a gross simplification.
Catholicism.
Go ahead.
I said inter-Catholicism.
Yeah, I mean, there's as we've
Memes aside,
yeah,
what the Roman Church inherited from the Roman people was rite and tradition, and a degree of, without being condescending, superstition.
yeah,
Because rite, tradition, the sacral nature of things was a huge aspect of Roman culture, and that was passed into the Latin Roman Church as opposed to the Greek Roman Church. But
And was the beatification.
that I think comes later, simply as the nature of a hierarchy expanding itself and growing over time.
Yeah.
So I do not think it's necessarily fair to simply say, oh, the papists are all secret pagans worshiping ISIS. I think that's
Oh no, they're not secret pagans. They just straight ripped one from the other and said, "Okay, we're calling it this now. Look at Christmas and Yule."
well, yeah,
no, that's
Or Saturnalia.
Christmas was created by the Germans or something.
yeah, no. So
like
basically,
1800s, like modern Christmas.
a
is actually like
majority
a
of
German
those,
thing.
yeah, a majority of those modern national holidays were created through the spread of Christianity as it conquered regions, and to help incorporate those regions into the overwhelming culture of the conqueror. They adopted a lot of the local practices and turned them into local holidays, and the largest ones ended up turning into the major canonized holidays.
And a lot of those track back to Greece and Roman holidays, like
Well,
Saturnalia.
No, I mean, the rest of Europe also practiced worship on the longest and shortest day. They like,
That's the solstices, yes.
Saturnalia is just winter solstice.
yeah, like it's not.
It's why Easter and the whole, oh, it's totally extra pagan worship. No, it's the spring solstice. It's
Or the
important
spring
to
solstice, yeah.
farmers. It's important to anyone who manages livestock. It's important to anyone who has anything to do with beer brewing. The
But
fundamental
they didn't
tenets
turn
of,
around and go that this is the resurrection, because it also ties into those spiritual aspects.
Yes.
which are universal. They're not particularly the domains of either individual religions or religious practices. You're talking about something that would be visible and familiar to every human society pre-industrial revolution, as yes,
because
these are naturally important dates. So
yeah, they had to keep track of all that to know when to plant, when to harvest, etc.
which is also where certain things like feast days come in, and how a lot of feudalism developed, and so on and so on and so on. But that's besides the point. To bring it back to the Greek and Roman gods, I think any problem with any PJO fic you have is that, well, it's not just the Greeks and the Romans. All the myths are true, and all the myths are omnipowerful, and all the myths are also, no matter how contradictory they may or may not be, simultaneously all of those things.
Yeah.
Oh wait, were you here for us learning that they included Christianity in that finally?
Yeah. From a modern perspective, it doesn't even matter anymore. Jesus is just another resurrecting God from the perspective of someone throwing it into a PJO thing, which is canon to PJO, if I remember correctly.
No. The original PJO stuff was that he was very explicitly not included, and he was not real.
Yeah.
Because if he was real, it would wreck the power scaling, because it's the most followed religion in the world right now.
Yeah, I thought Chiron makes a comment to the effect when asked about that. along the lines of he doesn't know, and it's implied that he believes it is more likely yes than no.
No. So Rick Riordan had an interview way back in the day. I believe it was after the first 3 books got released. They asked if Yahweh was in the series, and he said explicitly that no, Yahweh was not in the series because of the power scaling issues.
Gotcha. Thank you, then.
He did
I mean,
later.
you figure he'd also say no because of blasphemy.
Well, he does raise a good point. I mean, there is a reason why he didn't also introduce the Hindu gods until like 9 books in. It's because the Hindus are the second most followed religion in the world, with a fuck ton of people behind it.
Also, their gods are fucking crazy in terms of power scaling.
Yes. So, I can understand why he kept it just to Greeks initially, because the Greeks are a very workable power scale and are more or less self-complete in terms of myth and lore. And anything that he doesn't have a official source on, he can just make up.
Which, to be fair, is entirely in keeping with Greek traditions.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I mean,
How
it
did,
works out.
How did this one character survive this incident? I don't know. He did,
He just
and he's
did.
in this next story. How?
Yeah. But yeah, then later on, he did go back on that specifically to defend the placement of a Muslim Valkyrie in his 9th book or whatever.
So what I'm hearing is there could be demigods of saints, and then we just have the Crusades again.
Well,
Yes,
no, because the
unironically.
saints weren't gods.
Oh, I
That's
got
unfortunate.
excited for a second there, Sneaky.
I know.
I was gonna say, are we gonna start bringing in World of Darkness bullshit now?
Yes. Anyway, so Devil May Cry: The Slayer's Return. This is again by the same author as the previous one that made Hestia, Nero's mother. Everything went so wrong that fateful day, where Nero lost his mother, hunted by Zeus and the other gods, and a new demon king rose. But it is just them that will be affected. Worlds will collide and bonds will be tested, and maybe even new bonds will be forged. Though through all of the fire and blood that will be spilled, the Dark Slayer will return. Wow, that's so cool, bro. That's fucking stupid as shit.
Literal cool story, bro moment.
Yeah. I will say, I did have a D&D game where Faceless said something one time, and I said, so the friends we made along the way was literally heresy? And the answer was yes. The bear gangrel? What the fuck? No. Alright, so how bad is the grammar and spelling and general... Oh, wow, this is an author's note. God damn, wow, it just keeps going. Okay. The first chapter of the 2nd book in a very good series. Okay, so this is apparently a sequel to The Godly Demon? Yes. Okay, yeah, the latest chapter is... I'm rewriting this series. The 2nd chapter is the series is done being rewritten. I've written the sequel. Okay. I want to make it up to the readers of Godly Demon and Slayer's Return. I'm going to go back to these stories. I have a slight change. I'm going to rewrite lots of details. I have some plot ideas. Nero will be more in line with Devil May Cry 5. I'm also going to include all of the other pantheons. Why?
The suffering.
I'm glad so many people are supporting me rewriting this story. I know this thing is horrible and needs to be rewritten. I still want Nero to go to Camp Half-Blood, but I can't really justify how he would end up there. Well, yes, that's because Nero at the end of DMC 5 is like 20. So he wouldn't go to Camp Half-Blood, which is a camp for people who are 10 to 18. I hate fanfic authors.
They'll just may raise the age to make it like a college AU.
Oh yes, in the new World of Darkness. Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
We don't talk about New World of Darkness.
Yes, this is the Vampire the Masquerade. Yeah.
No, he's just a 5th edition or 4th edition character. He's old world. New World is an entirely separate game system. And to top everything else off, he has sharing circles.
Yeah.
Where he and his very
Yeah,
diverse group of associates somehow managed to canonically, by the way, challenge a 2,000-year-old Viking who was like one of the grandchildren of a physical god.
Is it grandchild or is it the grand shield? I don't know how they fucking pronounce
No,
it.
I don't use the weird, stupid language because it doesn't make sense and it sounds very cringy.
True.
I'm not going to call someone a lick. It's just no. No.
What?
New vampires in Old World of Darkness are referred to as licks.
No, they're neonates. Fuck you.
A little decorum is nice.
Yeah,
but no,
there's a reason why people don't like New World of Darkness.
People have this is a very common thing where it's wait, that's Old World?
Yeah, New World and Old World got split off. V20 and V5 adopted all the slang stuff. It's very cringe.
I hate it.
The only thing that V5 has really done better was massive simplification and speeding things up if you want to. It's good at that. But everything else, well, I would say it's tonally more consistent than 3rd edition. And it doesn't have the massive gaping power flaws of 1st edition. So, your mileage may vary. But to explain real quick for anyone who might be listening, 1st edition is a good idea, poor execution. Everything is broken. Very few things work.
That's the best part.
For the vampire games, celerity go burr. 1 power invalidates every other power in every single book. 2nd edition,
celerity.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, sounds like celerity.
2nd edition, most things are reasonably well balanced, more or less. Blood sorcery is getting to be as bad as it will get in the future, but is not there yet. And it's relatively tonally consistent, but it is also incredibly aggressively and violently 90s. 3rd edition is 90s, but what if everything was a Spawn comic? And is as edgy and spiky as possible. Really great art, though, from 2nd and 3rd edition. I mean, just 3rd edition had standout art. Blood sorcery is now completely broken, and blood sorcery has surpassed celerity as discipline go burr and invalidate every other discipline in the game.
Yeah.
4th edition is nobody really played because nobody played the anniversary editions of any of the games.
What are you talking about? People play the anniversary editions all the time. That's what I played.
Oof.
Really?
I played 4th. I played 4th Hunter the Gathering. I played 4th Hunter the I almost said Hunter the Gathering.
Hunter the Gathering.
It's a new card game.
Hunter the Gatherer.
It's Hunter the Reckoning. Hunter the Reckoning. Sorry.
In my experience, everyone either played 3rd if they were older, showing my age, or 5th if they're trying to get into it or get back into it.
Here's the thing. I
Post
don't even
COVID.
know if I can really call it fourth. Like, I played in college, and it was this like weird homebrewish thing.
Which was
Do you mean
everyone's
the
response to fourth.
anniversary editions? V20?
I'm talking about those, yeah. And he was like running it weird. Looking back on it, I'm pretty sure he was just like taking parts that made sense and parts that didn't to make it more quote unquote balanced.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. The reason why I said almost no one plays it is because it has some of the worst balancing in the whole game. It
Like,
has. Go ahead.
What the fuck did he do? I think he made it so like everyone had at least 1 point in something,
Mm-hmm.
and that way it was like, oh, everyone has 1 point in something because you're special and you're imbued, which means you get 1 point in everything. And it's like, why wouldn't you just put more points in this and this? I think it was to make it so nothing was useless, I guess.
Yeah. The problem is in fourth edition, and I
That
was
doesn't
a
really
little
work.
dismissive. Well, it has all the immense amount of buildup of all the previous editions, but does not have the benefit of the 5th edition soft reboot. And IMO, they should have just done a hard reboot. But it is basically, what if you were in the dungeon room before the final boss in a 24-hour World of Warcraft raid? The end times are literally on top of you. The antediluvians are waking up. The veil is being torn down. Even the mortals are getting good at killing things that they really shouldn't be able to kill. Also, the technocracy has just won. And
Yeah,
so,
I forgot that they literally just made them win. I honestly forgot about that.
well, yeah, no, you want to know how they fixed that?
How?
Complete and total handwave fiat. Ghost nukes reset all the major political players. And now it's basically humans are shooting everyone.
I was going to say,
Because
technocracy literally had the ability to stop an antediluvian in their tracks. This wasn't
yes,
even end
no.
times. This was just straight up, that's what they did. Everyone was like, oh, the Night of Woes or whatever the fuck. Oh, they're going to be coming out of Russia.
Week of Nightmares.
Fucking the Week of Nightmares. Fucking Baba Yaga dies, and then they're just like, yeah, no, we just dropped the nuke.
Yeah, I think the super Nosferatu, the Niktuku that killed her, was very weird, and I don't think her book was written well at all. But
you can honestly say that about a lot of the writing of that time.
Yeah. Hey, at least you're not a werewolf player. You should see what we got. No.
I saw some of what you got. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, and the black.
Just make like a GW fan and ignore the lore.
You have to explain the probably most functional and pragmatic subfaction within the werewolves are all literal Nazis now. And the only other subfaction of werewolves that were actually getting anything done, the Stargazers, are literally unplayable. All stats and abilities for them were removed from 5th edition.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah. The Get of Fenris are now the Cult of Fenris. They are just literal Nazis. As in, like, unironic, actual, yes, we are, like, human Nazis now.
Goose stepping and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, White Wolf's not White Wolf hasn't always been the best at political stuff.
Yeah. And again, the Black Furies, the literal, sometimes eat their male children, lunatic, psychotic, domestic terrorists, are still exactly the same they have been since like 1st edition. But no. And the Glasswalkers are, of course, just, everyone's favorite.
The Glasswalkers are the Glasswalkers. We don't talk about the Glasswalkers.
I still don't hate them. I think they're a good idea. I just think they're hard to roleplay correctly. A bit like Malkavians, but not as obviously difficult to get right. Anyways, they hand wave all that. The Ravnos might not have even been killed. There's like 3 different explanations for how it possibly escaped. And then the technocracy got screwed up, and all of its command structure was wiped out completely, entirely, along with the magical equivalent of the UN. So, 5th edition is if they have the guts to do it, 5th edition is the last edition of the Old World of Darkness, and it ends with everything supernatural short of the antediluvians themselves getting put up against the wall and shot. Because that is the state the world is in. The Second Inquisition is in full force. You literally have vampires getting drone striked by the freaking FBI, and you have SWAT. Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, wait, what's going on with mages in 5th? Because I thought mages were perfectly fine with everything at the moment. Or is Paradox being a bigger problem?
No, if I remember correctly, I don't even remember if their 5th book is out in full yet, but I know the Avatar Storm made it basically impossible for them to get new recruits or to reach their old contacts. Also, all of their extra planetary bases have been more or less completely cut off, and the Grand Maw probably ate like half of the old leadership. Yeah, like I said, the way it is currently right now, it's a setting that's got itself in position for a rocks fall, everyone dies ending, which I don't hate. I would be okay with that. I don't think they're going to have the stomach for it, but I would be okay with that. It's just some of the stuff is so dumb, and it's so aggressively dumb. And it's not dumb, oh, that's dumb because it's political. It's just dumb because it's dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Rudy, for example, the thing about him that bothers me isn't his traits, isn't who he is. It's that you then have a 5th generation super vampire who has been literally around since before Christ walked this earth.
Right.
Who is probably fully capable of destroying an entire country by themselves in a long weekend, be afraid of someone whose most impressive ability is probably flipping a car over.
By the way, did they ever fix out how Big J worked in World of Darkness, or is that still kind of fucky?
Definitely still fucky wucky. Probably a mage. Definitely a source of true faith, may have had demonic investments. Demonic investment does not mean evil necessarily. Any demon is just simply any angel which fell. They're not all evil.
Did they stick with the stupid thing that they did with Demon the Fallen?
Which stupid thing? I'm afraid you'll have to ask.
Pretty much all demons are now computers.
That, I think, is a different game line now.
Oh, that's its own thing?
Yeah. I think that's its own game line now.
Oh,
it's like Demon the Descent or something? Or no, this Wraith the Descent.
It's Wraith the Descent and Mummy the Resurrection, I think. Is the new
yeah. Oh, we did get semi-official errata on Kane. He has Vampire, Wraith, and Mummy splats. And
he has an actual fucking skill line?
Speaking of multi-crossovers...
Sorry.
This author goes on... I know. You are talking to the wrong person trying to explain to them that.
Sorry.
I know World of Darkness is fun. I do plan on including God of War, Bayonetta... and other series into this PJO story.
Okay, but why though?
Okay. All right. I don't know why. PJO, like, they're all so fucking bad, right? Like, PJO, wait a second, this isn't Kansas. I'm stuck in a new universe for an indefinite hiatus. Fuck you, Dad. Percy Jackson times Annabeth. My OC? Hold up, wait, what? I just came back from hell a few months ago, and now I'm stuck in a new universe. No offense, but family luck sucks ass. Whatever, I'll just keep doing what I do. I'll take them all on. Yeah, it's literally an OC. This isn't even like fucking Narrow or some shit showing up here. This is just a goddamn OC. And of course, they write MHA stories too. No.
Of course.
Okay, so who's this guy? Call me Damien A.
No.
He's
No.
written for Devil May Cry, Persona, Harry Potter, Yu-Gi-Oh!, My Hero Academia, and Percy Jackson and Ruby. Of course he does. He's 21 years old. This profile was updated last year, so he's probably still 21 years old. Hobby, League, competitive games, writing, and reading. I like to eat food and play video games. I
Don't
hate
we all?
young Chinese noble lords and group assignments.
Haven't we come across this guy before?
He's got a Patreon.
You guys have fun with your young Chinese noble lord haters. I think I am going to eat some dinner and then maybe clean my room a bit.
You do that, sir. Thanks for coming on.
Have fun. Good night, everyone.
Thank you for informing me of how World of Darkness has.
Ruby, A Boy Named Rin, a Persona Ruby crossover series. In Vale, there is a coffee cafe. Oh god, please no. There is a coffee cafe that serves great drinks and curry that pairs well with coffee. And even Ozpin goes there. But who is the owner of the cafe? Why is he young?
You're just
And
just
what is a
ripping
Mistralian
from
doing in Vale? Bit racist, author. How does he make profit by selling such cheap coffee? And why is it so good? Well, you see, it's this really cool thing called volume of sale, where if he sells a lot of it, it doesn't have to be expensive.
Oh, I thought he just put cocaine in it.
Oh, that too. But you can clearly tell this person, this individual. You can clearly tell this individual is a Starbucks enjoyer who doesn't understand that you can actually have a good cup of coffee that doesn't cost $29.
No, this shit is straight from P5.
Oh, so it's just a straight rip from P5.
Yep.
Okay.
Akira, the main character, works and lives in a coffee shop that he's staying in that belongs to a friend of the family.
It's a Persona thing, false alarm this time, but maybe the beans are harvested by Fauna's slave children in a random vacuum village. Nailed it.
Honest slave children controlled by his personas.
I'm a Persona character, and I'm schizophrenic! The most powerful Persona character.
Every Persona character.
I know what I said. Harry Potter, my name is Constantine. Okay. Getting reincarnated.
Including Constantine and Harry Potter.
Yep. Getting reincarnated after having cancer, he is determined to make his journey through Harry Potter as exciting as possible. This includes tragedies, ups and downs, the full experience. What else can be more exciting than becoming a mercenary?
for John fucking Constantine. Okay.
Harry Potter, John Wick inspired OC. My favorite part of John Wick was when he said it's wicking time.
I legitimately thought they were trying to make
Fuck you.
Constantine the Great into a character. I was like, the fuck are you on about?
Oh no, I thought they were just doing straight John Constantine from the comics into Harry Potter as Harry Potter and thinking, oh wow, this is going to be so bad for so many people.
Nope, it's an OC. This motherfucker literally is Eidolon? Yes. Boku no Hero Academy. Just a passing by bicycle rider. He died. Exploding. 1 out of 10. Plane crash. It could have been more glorious, but no. The moment he was about to enjoy his stay in Switzerland, the plane exploded. And now he is reincarnated into a superhero world with the powers of Kamen Rider from One Punch Man.
Fuck off.
Yep, that's pretty cringe.
Like, okay, depending on the version of Kamen Rider here, this man could solo the entirety of that world, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his first story was Boku no Hero Academy, martial arts god. By the way, I am in fact saying the full title the author put in here.
Because of course you are.
Yes. Does anyone else see PJO and doesn't think Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and they think Percy Jackson Online?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks an MMO for that series was going to be an inevitable.
Like SAO or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it would make for like a cool MMO if you could ever get a sort of full dive experience going.
It would certainly be interesting.
Literally anything would be an interesting full dive experience if we could get it going in real life.
No, I don't think so.
Like walking in a bland field simply for the fact that, oh wow, we have technology that can now completely replicate all the senses.
No. See, that's still boring. I'm talking about actually interesting ideas, taking advantage of the full dive medium. Like Percy Jackson Online as just a generic MMO where you play like, you know, fucking 4 or 5 different buttons, and you don't pick a race and class, you pick a god, patron god. Like it would just be a really generic, like boring sort of MMO, because it's like, oh wow, I'm gonna use the water ability, followed up by the water ability,
followed up by the lightning ability,
followed up by the water ability. Because you're just pressing a button and you see your character like wave his hands around and like, oh,
no. In a full dive, you would actually have to do the thing instead of pushing a button. I'd assume
Jesus
you
Christ!
Even really have a menu.
It's like I'm talking to a fucking wall. That is my point, dipshit.
You said a full dive, correct?
Yes, that is my point. Is that outside of the full dive environment, PJO would be an incredibly basic and boring MMO and would have like nothing interesting about it at all, because it would just be super generic, because you're kind of already locked into the modern world and you gotta like figure out how to fucking gamify all that shit, and that's just fucking boring. As a full dive MMO where you gotta be like, oh, Poseidon, give me the waves, and you fucking like throw your arms about and throw a trident at someone, like that would be cool. Conversely,
okay, that's fair.
Conversely, playing male human fighter is a perfectly normal strategy in modern MMOs right now and modern role-playing games, but I feel like it would be very not great for a lot of people in a full dive environment, because sword combat's a little bit more intense than what people think.
Assuming you don't get tired, and assuming the pain isn't too bad, I mean, you'd have to have some kind of feedback for pain.
Yeah. But I mean, it's really different. Like, what I'm trying to say is, it's not just the pain; it's just really different. Like, stabbing someone with a sword is way different than shooting them or casting a fireball at them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Way different
Like
mentally.
somebody would choose sword.
Yeah, it's way different. And then on top of that, like, footing actually matters now, unless you're like being forced through animations, which would be kind of kind of not the point of doing a full dive MMO. So like, your footing would actually matter now. Guns are a lot more tolerable of positioning in terms of your body.
Well, there is a reason that ranged combat replaced melee
Oh,
combat.
I know.
Anytime where you hit a full dive or an MMO where you have both, ranged should in fact be completely superior to melee.
Yes.
And it's only bullshit fantasy stuff that allows them to compete.
Yeah. So, it's like, I can see the option being there, but I can't see it being as appealing to as many people as it is currently, where you get the power fantasy of being male human fighter without all of the downsides of trying to be human fighter.
All the training.
Yeah, like all of the knowledge you would need to know to angle your sword, to fucking slide your sword along their sword so you can still hit them even though they've tried to parry you, and
Oh, not even like edge alignment and stuff. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the upkeep on
yeah.
your body for training, like hours a day dedicated to this shit.
Oh well, I mean, assuming, because you are in a video game, I would assume you'd be air quotes peak physical capacity.
That sounds like cheating.
I mean, yeah, I mean, sort of. I mean, it'd be interesting if you started off as like average human capacity, and you could make a custom class. I think a whole new world sort of a scenario would be pretty cool.
That would be based.
If someone doesn't want to answer that phone call, well, guess what? You know what? I can't technically hang up on them, but I'm also not legally responsible to answer it. So, yeah, I am technically on call. I am not actually on call, because I'm actually only on call during the weekends, which Tuesday is not.
No, if it's not the weekend and you're on call only on the weekends, if you take it after hours, that's on you. You're not getting paid for that.
Yeah.
Unless your company stipulates you are.
Oh no, I could have absolutely answered that call and put in some overtime hours for it. I don't want to.
It's like, yes, I could work at overtime and get more money, but I feel like if I do that, I'll have to pay my therapist the extra money I own.
If I wanted to do that, I could just tell my boss, "Hey, boss, I want to stay 2 hours extra every day and work with the after-hours team to handle the ticket." Like, I can just do that. I can just earn infinite overtime.
Shit, I would do that.
I don't really care. Like, I'm not doing anything that requires me to have more money.
You save it, Sneaky.
Bro, housing costs doubled in the past 4 years. Food costs have doubled in the past 4 years. Saving that money means jack shit now. Maybe if this was the 90s, it would be worth it, but fucking now?
Housing costs, they're talking about a bubble is about to pop, and they're looking to go down by half, i.e. knock off that 2x modifier at the very least, if not lower, soon. 10
Well,
years tops.
They can talk about it all they want, and until it happens, I don't see a reason to do so.
Yeah, fair. And of course, after the election, inflation may conveniently disappear. Who knows?
Save it in an index
Go
fund.
down.
Oh, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. If I, all the way back in the Jesus fucking Christ, they really, yeah, there we go. Fucking
Just
be
mute the
silent.
phone.
I did. If I put my money into the S&P 500, back in 2020, I would have like so much fucking money now. So much fucking money
Yeah, if you
now.
put it in today, it's basically going in the toilet.
Yeah. Right now we're
You can
we're
put
reaching
that money on
bubble
fire.
levels right now. I might as well, yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
I might as well just light it on fire. There's no point in earning it right now. There's no point in doing anything right now. But
And
It
of
was a
course,
buffet,
there's
yeah.
always the risk that if you make more, you go into a higher tax bracket
yeah,
and then have to pay more.
yeah. Anyway, it is 10 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you all on Friday because remember, gaze upon this list of terrible ass stories, engrave it into your mind because there's always more, and it always gets